Well, hello. It's night 2 of WrestleMania. We're back. If you haven't seen night 1, you don't really need to. I mean, night 2 was clearly the better show. So
No.
hopefully,
Go back and watch our episode about night 1, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping this is a better episode. Night 2 is better than episode night 1, even. But we'll see.
Well, as soon as TKO figures out a way to do it, there's going to be a 10-night WrestleMania, 1 match per night, 3-hour program, all ads.
$8,000 per ticket because that's an exclusive match.
I already said it.
And green shirt guy will be there.
Yes,
they saw how much money and how many people attended the NFL draft in Pittsburgh over 3 days.
That was free,
that's
though.
Where they're going to go.
That was free, though.
They're going to have the. They're going to have the Saudi crew come in and build a stadium in that parking lot, and then they're going to charge people. They'll do 3 days in Pittsburgh. They already got Pat McAfee, I'm sure, on board to be a part of 2 or 3 storylines.
Seems a little inefficient to build a stadium outside of a stadium, but hey, you do what you got to do.
That's Saudi money. You can do whatever you want.
That way they don't have to share any of the profits with the Steelers.
Here's a little inside story. Do you guys know the guy who does the wrestling videos called Wrestling Bios? We'll give him a shout out on YouTube. Do you know that? The British guy? So he went to WrestleMania. I watched his new video, and he did the what's it called? The Priority Pass or whatever it's called. The TKO owns the.
I think you called it PAP last week. Is that what it was?
Yeah, right.
Yes, he does the PAP. Yeah. So here's what's funny is he bought tickets to WrestleMania 41, and he put the $1,000 down on them. And he couldn't end up going because they had some kind of family emergency. So he tried to get a refund, and they just were like, no. And he had sworn he was never going to use them again. And but they said, you can carry it on to a different event. And he's like, I'm just going to use it at WrestleMania 42 and be done with this stupid program and never do it again. So he paid another $6,000. And his seats weren't that great. And he saw that they hadn't sold out. So he messaged them back and said, hey, can I at least scoot down like 8 rows? Because there's like whole rows open, 8 rows in front of me. And they're like, no, you can't. So he goes to do this thing, and they have those little, Jason, like we did at the Wizards game that Keisha got for your birthday, where you have like a little lobby where you go in and get food, and random wrestlers come in, and they tell you who might be there, but they don't guarantee it. And you get in line while people are eating in this little restaurant, and you get your picture with them or whatever. And he said there's the elite ones, they call themselves the WWE super fans. And it's like green shirt guy, that Brock Lesnar guy. They had their own cameramen with them filming. Not WWE filming them. And he said I did not want to be around those people, and they made the experience worse till we left there because they have their own special table and they sit there like they're stars. They think they're like part of the WWE at this point. And like he said it was an awful experience, and he's talking about like the ads and all that. He said in the arena it wasn't as bad because they did like the Oba cam where they would do like camera of like fans doing the Oba strut and stuff like that to try to take up some of the time. He said, but it still wasn't a good experience or whatever. But yeah, and their food was terrible. But yeah, there's from like a fan point of view is the priority pass for $6,000 was terrible.
Well, at least they had food, according to friend of the show Kevin Nash. There was no food at all backstage at the Hall of Fame. And that was basically elder abuse, I think is what he was saying.
Sounds like it. What was that guy's YouTube channel?
Wrestling Bios. He's a British guy, British gentleman.
Wrestling Bios, you're welcome for all the time you just got on our podcast, and it'd be kind of cool, if we could get this little slice.
We just got you 12 viewers, so can you get us your like 3,000 viewers?
We'll trade our entire audience for just half of yours.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Straight up.
But he obviously Wrestling Bios does pretty good because that's all he does, and he bought $6,000 WrestleMania
tickets. If he can drop $6,000 on wrestling tickets, of course, that's a little shout out.
He could have an OnlyFans too. You don't know.
Which your boy's considering at this point.
I saw your picture earlier. That's
Well, I think I could just make a complete AI person, right?
It's
At this
been
point.
done. It's
Yeah, I
been
mean, I
done.
think I can
Yeah.
do that. So, but so real quick before we get into the review, so about TKO's, just awfulness,
Awfulness.
talking about like how they're going to just have like 10 nights and all that. How long do you think it is before they start offering, um, like exclusive matches where you have to pay to see certain matches?
Oh
I don't think that would work.
God.
I mean, I don't think it would either, but like you've got some
Doesn't mean they wouldn't
real,
try it.
yeah, you've got some real marks with money out there that would be
That's
willing to say
the
that.
type of stuff that needs to be done in an apartment on a handheld camera. They called it customs, and a lot of the women we know did them, and some
Well,
men.
I'm trying to bring it back.
No, the
Right now,
next
it's just
thing
me and my
is
dog.
they auctioned off for someone to sit silently at the announce table. So next time it will be auctioning off to be the manager that actually gets to walk down the ramp with someone,
Or be a
So I
referee
heard
or a ring
someone
announcer.
or
I,
be
I heard
the
someone making a joke of Battle Royal, super fan Battle Royal. You pay so much money and you get in a Battle Royal. Arpin would have
Well,
loved that idea.
that
Oh my
could
god.
that could like kind of get rid of a lot of these super fans, though. I
Yeah, don't
mean,
teach them how to go over the rope or anything. Just be like, you'll
right.
be fine. You've
Ah,
seen
you
people
got
do
No,
it.
one
no. They
small
used to
house.
make the
You know how
women
to
go
do
over the
it.
middle. They'll make the super fans go over the bottom rope to be protective.
I just think if we live in a world right now where NFTs were a multi-billion-dollar thing for
Is that
a
Solo
hot minute,
Sokoa's group?
yes, then I think
Yes.
we could see some big-time shenanigans from TKO regarding how they provide matches for a premium
Oh,
price.
Well, they've already owned
so the
UFC for a while, and if they aren't doing this stuff there yet, and their people pay way more than wrestling fans are able to pay on that kind of shit.
I know one time that this worked pretty good for a couple indie guys we know, Ron Mathis and Bruce. Did you see what they did during the pandemic?
I mean,
They
yeah, they did like what were
they did a they did a best of seven,
yeah.
and for like $30 you could get the whole best of seven sent to you, like the link would be sent to you, or $5 a match or whatever. And they did like a few $100s doing that simple thing or whatever. And I'm like, that's because I mean, guys
They're
who were pretty much making all their money from wrestling, like Ron, didn't do anything for a long time. He just wrestled. So
Well, speaking of people who are going to have to start making apartment wrestling videos, let's. There was the
the
pretty regular
privilege,
the privilege of apartment wrestling tapes. So there
yes.
was the post WrestleMania release day that took
you make it
place.
sound like an album release.
I mean, it kind of is a reoccur. It's kind of just it's a thing that happens nowadays after Mania. It seems like, but there were some pretty like crazy names on this list. So there's some people in here, uh, like Apollo Crews doesn't surprise me. I think the dude's amazing, but
I can't believe he made it so long. He's been here
I'd
10
say,
years.
but he hasn't. They've never really done anything with him.
It's been 15 years since I worked him.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
God, that does not
That's
seem that long
crazy.
ago.
There's some dude from developmental named Chris Island. Dante Chen, I don't know who that is. Luca Crucifino, Malik
Dante
Blade.
DiVincenzo is a basketball player. You're
Yes.
thinking of that.
So there's some NXT
Mm.
guys, but then some of the surprise ones. Alba Fire. I mean,
Yeah, I was surprised by
That
that.
doesn't
she's
surprise me.
been pretty much consistently in storylines though. Like so,
Just as a secret service,
yeah.
and
Just as
Chelsea's hurt. They might
background, just as an extra.
put a new coat of paint on Chelsea maybe when she comes back anyway.
Aleister Black, Angelina Vega, which like not completely shocking, but
It's kind of
I
crazy to
think
go
they're the
from
most shocking.
where Aleister Black was factored into the WrestleMania main event, like being the one
right.
to turn Orton, and all of a sudden he's released.
I
He
mean,
beat Orton
between
on TV before Mania.
So whoever it is that next gets the I'm going to stand in the back and tell people they need to show more of an edge or they need to
You
let
don't
their
want
true
that
self
gimmick.
don't
out.
want that
Don't
gimmick.
take that gimmick. You will be fired.
Karrion Cross, Malachi
They're
Black.
like he was a. They use that. They're like he's clearly a bad influence on the other wrestlers. We had to get rid of him. I'm like, well, he
Yeah.
told me
He
to.
did that for them. Sami Zayn said please.
Yeah.
Um, and then all of the Wyatt Six.
Good riddance. I mean, I hate for people to lose their job, but God, they suck.
I mean, I just like,
Nikki Cross is good.
yeah, I
Yeah,
love
she's not
Nikki
bad.
Cross.
Yeah, I think Nikki Cross is pretty decent. She's the only one I would have kept of all of them. I really, not even Bo Dallas. I don't think he's very talented either.
But the last few months, it seemed like every SmackDown had
Them and
them
the
against.
MFTs.
Oh,
One
it
of
didn't
the
seem like it.
one
It
of the
was.
reasons they purged so many SmackDown guys I saw is USA actually requested to cut down to 2 hours and use that third hour for Braun Strowman's food show.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
I did not hear that.
Well, all
that
right.
food show's got good ratings. Like people, I guess USA was super happy with the Braun Strowman's food show.
All right. Um, I think so. Motor City Machine Guns
That's
sucks,
sad.
but
I'm just glad it happened. I'm surprised it happened in the first
yeah.
place. So
I still think you
Uh,
could have sent them down to NXT and got like use and value out of them there.
Same here. I was,
they could have
yeah.
taught those because
So
those
they
you got to
show
think
up.
the NXT guys have no experience working indie guys who have been everywhere. Like everyone they work is just people who are trained beside of them. So they could have learned a lot from those dudes.
And so we can get a short run of them in AEW. We'll get them against the Bucks. We'll get them against FTR. Because there is at least a tag team scene in AEW. Private Party. I don't know.
Coke and
Cash, do you
Christian.
remember? Do you remember
Yep.
going to the McDonald's that
Yes.
the Motor City Machine Guns were in? They were such weird dudes.
Weirdest dudes ever.
They
Especially
were in
Saban.
line to get McDonald's with us. We were at some 3WA, I think, or something. I
It
don't
was
know.
somewhere in PA, I think.
Okay, anyway, we were in McDonald's with the machine guns, and they were in front of us getting their food, and we're just kind of eavesdropping, like you do to other wrestlers. And they were like, "Huh, we should get whatever they said, this item on the thing." And he goes, "Oh yeah, no way." He's like, "Let's get it for Jerry. Jerry will eat it." He's like, "Yeah, he will." And then they high five. I'm like, "What? Who are these?"
They
dudes? Why are
probably
they so
recognized you from the show and were just fucking working you.
This was
No,
before
'cause
the show.
weird? This
Oh,
is before
okay.
the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't know that we were workers at all, and we didn't introduce ourselves or say hi or nothing. So.
And you didn't ask when you got to the show who Jerry was?
I think they were talking. Were they talking about Jerry Lynn? Did they say Jerry Lynn or just
Yeah,
Jerry?
yeah, because it was
Okay.
that show Jerry Lynn was at. Because
I
that's
was
like,
just
Yeah.
picturing them having an imaginary friend named Jerry they
Right.
buy shit for.
But they were just weird guys.
yeah, like I said, especially Saban. Like the way Saban like act, he just was like one of those dudes where you're like, I don't trust you. Like I don't know what it is about you, but like I just have a hard time trusting you. You're weirding me out, man.
Now AEW's going to get them, right? Everyone
I don't
check
know. I
that
mean, they
sign?
never really signed before though.
So
Well, they got an option.
96 days after they were released, so their 90-day window. 96 days after that, AEW's in Detroit for Dynamite.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my
Well, they'll
God,
definitely at
yeah.
least be on the show.
Yeah.
Then Zoe Stark, which she had a shot. I thought she was kind of being positioned as like,
So she
know,
was injured and was just cleared, I guess, to come back and was expecting to come back, and they kept her and paid her and, did whatever rehab and everything she needed. I think she had a knee replacement.
Oh, she
It
had a
is nice
gruesome
and-
knee injury, yeah.
Yes, it's at least it's not the Ridge Holland thing where they fired him when he was hurt. At least they let her get better. She can go back to work now somewhere. And I
Right.
think she would be great for AEW. And if I had to pick between her and Nikki Cross, I'm taking her all day.
I don't know, she reminds me too much of Tech. Like I think her and Tekla are too similar. I mean, she
Maybe
could change
their
her,
gimmicks
she could
aren't
change
really
her gimmick
similar,
up
but-
though, like her look a
Yeah.
little bit. And then the most surprising one, I think, and she may or may not have requested her release, but Kairi
Oh, yeah.
Sane. Seeing as how she was involved in a storyline that has been like
It's still going on tonight.
that's still going
Like,
on
It continued
went-
yesterday.
and has been a feature of Raw for like weeks.
Well, and
So-
also I don't know if you said her name, but the Olympic girl who won an Olympic gold medal and then won LFG, they let her go.
Oh, yeah, I've
I don't know
already.
which one she was, but
Yeah, it's so apparently. Forget who I was, Meltzer or somebody, but like these weren't anything to do with budget. Like they came from TKO. I don't know if it was anything to do with
So
the
what I
budget.
saw about is they just said, hey, clear this much off the books, and basically
That's
said
what I
for
saw,
Triple H
too.
and Nick Khan to make the decisions.
they just had to
Oh.
clear a certain amount of
And then-
money. Say, hey,
and
we
then they
want
say,
$5 million off the
congratulations.
books.
Now we can sign trips to a 3-year extension for that money we just saved.
and they signed him. Isn't it weird though that he is a contractor? That's the weirdest thing I thought about. He's not a WWE employee. He's actually a contract
Oh
with them. If he
yeah.
signed a contract, that's weird. But
Also weird about WWE. And you guys probably already know this. So the Saudi shows have already made more money than every WrestleMania combined.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I saw that.
That's insane.
One Saudi show is more than WrestleMania 1
One.
through 32 combined.
Holy shit!
And they've done what 8 or 9 of the Saudi shows now. Like, yeah, it's
Mhm.
way more than WrestleMania's gates.
Well, that deal's coming up, and the Saudis aren't doing good. Like their live golf thing is going under. They put billions of dollars in that, and it's about to go under. And the Saudis were asking for money, people, to keep that alive. So the WWE contract comes up next year, 2027. And they don't know if they're going to renew it if the Saudis will keep doing that.
Probably depends on how the war situation plays out.
True, yeah, because that's
Yeah.
what's hurting them.
So maybe TKO is just like, let's get rid of let's free up some money just in case we lose.
We got some real fighting going on. We can't pay for this fake fighting.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about night 1. I did see where Tim should be. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's like
Embarrassed.
affirmation. Like you should get some affirmation here because Meltzer also rated Seth and Gunther. He rated it 4.5 stars.
Oh my god!
So
No, we're not taking the word of a crazy old man or Dave Meltzer.
yeah,
Like, was that me or Dave? Who are you talking about at this point?
yeah, I saw that today and I was like, oh shit. Well, Tim,
Did
has
you
a
end
little
up
bit of
going back
backup.
and watching that one?
I can't find it. I've just watched.
You're better
some
off
clips,
without
but-
it.
Give WWE another week. They'll put it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's why I figure I'll wait till it just pops up on the YouTube at some point. But would you say that was do you think that was the best match of the night for you? Over
Yeah.
Cody and Orton? Okay. What do you think the best match was, Draven?
I think
Night
I
one?
had Cody and Orton as the one. Either that or
I think you had
the
one of
women's title
matches.
match. Yeah, the women's title
Yeah.
match. Liv and
Okay.
Stephanie was my highest.
Yeah.
Jason, what was yours for night 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Jason.
Good answer.
All right, so for night 2, I actually watched night 2. Other than the first match, the only match I missed was Brock
one
and
of the best
Oba.
ones.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
the
garbage.
best match of the weekend.
Oh,
So as
No, not
my-
better than Punk and Roman.
Are you? Oh my god, I think so.
Oh.
Punk and Roman. Oh my! Let's not talk about it now.
So as
I'm going to quit
as
the
my
podcast.
feed started, Obafemi had just won. He was celebrating on the ramp, and then it cut to Brock Lesnar with tears in his
Crying.
eyes, and me not
Which,
knowing.
if I said, "Hey, Obafemi lost and Brock Lesnar cried about it," you'd be like, "Yeah, right." But no, that happened.
Oh, you beat Obafemi won, and Brock Lesnar cried.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, Obafemi
Yeah.
beat Brock and he cried after.
I just thought like Oba must have like he must have put a hurt on him. He's crying in the ring right now. But yeah,
I do want to make note of how they started the show though. They switched over the video board to the night 2 graphics, which
Oh,
that
yeah.
alone's fine. But they had like this cheesy animation about how the road crumbled and all this stuff. Like, and Cena hyped it up that we're gonna start the ESPN show live with something big, and it's just the fucking video screen changing. Just very cringe.
I do
that
like
is
that
a
they
cool
changed
idea,
it.
but yeah.
I do like,
yeah.
I do like that they had their own identities and graphics and stuff. But just the
Well, it's also
setup for
nice
it
when
all.
it's nice when you remember watching a match and you don't know what night it's on. You're like, what was the background? It was the blue, so that was night 2. So,
Well, I feel like that could have been really cool if like they have the whole Cena intro or whatever, and then like use that drone that they do, like really awesome shots where they go over the whole crowd, and then come back up the ramp, and like as like the shot changes to just that, you see it change over.
Like,
and then,
like, it
follows up
kicks
the
off.
ramp. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
that's just trying. I've already hired Draven's already going to be the production guy. You're the booker. You can't take Draven's job with these ideas.
But no, let's every 6 months we just switch and then we switch back
Yeah.
after
Oh.
6.
Yeah. Or I
that's
just, I
what a
just wanna-
successful company does. Is just
Team.
let's just all switch jobs.
Yeah, I think you just shake it up every 6 months.
Triple H is on
Right.
commentary, and then we got Pat McAfee's booking. Like,
Well, that might already be happening.
Michael Cole's
Yeah.
your head athletic trainer.
yeah,
So,
people
yeah.
coming out with just random tape on them.
So my experience in watching the opening match was, so Oba celebrating, Brock crying in the ring, and then taking his boots off, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" So apparently Lesnar has retired.
No.
How are we?
Nope.
No.
No.
So you
It's all story.
is
I got it all
okay.
worked out. All worked out. It's all
Yeah,
story.
you did send us the whole thing the other night.
So
I
here,
still
I'll give it
prefer
to you real quick.
your It's Always Sunny episode art,
You're
but
Right.
I'll give
That
it to
was
you
a
real
better
quick
thing
here.
to tell us about.
Lesnar retired, and then the favor that Paul Heyman's supposed to give to Gunther, he won't be able to. So Gunther's gonna beat the shit out of him, beat him bloody, and Brock's gonna come back and be like, "You don't hurt my friends. I got one more in the tank." This way, he gets to be a super baby face at SummerSlam in his hometown. It's all a work.
I mean, you're probably very right.
What's crazy is if they do that, Paul Heyman's a heel in one storyline and a babyface in another.
Whatever his other storyline is will probably be wrapped up by then because I think they'll have him come
Oh,
back
true.
out and debut.
They
Yeah,
don't have to rush it.
The Vision probably will be done by then.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
not
you're
done
probably
already.
right.
Yeah, they should have been. When Seth got
That's-
hurt, that should have been the last day the Vision existed. Even before, it wasn't good, but it made more sense with Seth.
So, Oba Femi, fucking superstar, right? Like,
God, yes.
1000%.
yeah.
He
I
is the
definitely,
next big thing, legit.
I definitely do want to go back and watch this.
I hope
'cause
they don't keep calling him that because that's lame as shit to just repurpose somebody else's nickname.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They should have used it with the Brock feud. That makes sense, and then just leave it be.
So it was a shorter match, but how was it? Like,
Oh, it's great, perfect.
Worked perfectly.
Brock, I'm assuming sold his ass off when he needed to.
Well, at the beginning, when Brock got over at the beginning, and then Oba ended up getting over on him and throwing him out of the ring, and the surprise on Brock's face that he sold made Oba right then, because Brock was like, "What is happening right now?" And you can see it. I think Brock Lesnar has super underrated facial expressions when he wants to. Like, the dude's,
Oh,
regardless of what kind of person he is a great professional wrestler.
I mean,
Besides
throughout his career-
promos, I
Yeah.
think he's
Besides
underrated on
promos,
every
yeah.
wrestling aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, throughout his whole career, for the most part, he's been so good at getting other guys over without,
If
and
he
never
wants to, the
looks.
problem is he's just
Well, yeah,
persnickety.
that's what I mean. So it's only
I
when he
think
wants
that's
to. Yeah.
Now
persnickety to be
smell.
used on the podcast.
Now spell that word.
No.
No.
Persnickety?
No.
Cash can do that. Cash will spell my big words. I'll say them. He'll spell.
Yeah.
That'll really help for the
PR.
closed captioning that we don't do.
SNI KTY, I believe.
But none of us know what's right to tell
No,
you if you're right or wrong.
ITY. ITY. I spelled it wrong the first time. But all right, so I just from what I saw, I think for some reason I rated this one 4 stars, but I didn't see it. I put 4 stars down.
I mean, that's my rating too. I gave it 4 stars. The only thing that I think would have made it better, Brock hits an F5 near the end, and Oba like half no sells it, but then goes back down to sell a little bit because he was a little too fast. I think if he just would have completely no sold and just fucking hyped up behind Lesnar and turned right into the fucking finish, it would have been better.
Yeah, we mentioned I'm with Draven 100%. That's the thing that took any points off of it for me.
What?
And I want it to be a little longer. If we could just, I know it's a Brock match, but maybe just 2 more minutes. I would like to see 2 more minutes.
What was the finish? So he comes back up from the
So
F5.
Lesnar F5s him. He basically pops back up, hits a choke slam on Lesnar. Lesnar sells and feeds around into the pop up powerbomb.
Okay, nice. No, so like no shenanigans, just
None.
It wasn't like a kick out
just
fest.
Oba beat him.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Jason, your rating?
And
for this one?
Heyman sold the shit out of it with his face. His facial reactions are underrated too.
No, agree.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.25.
Okay.
Even the aftermath of whether he's retired or not, but just the shock of him taking the boots off, taking the gloves off, and then them cutting to Heyman and showing Heyman's face like, was this supposed to be happening? Is this not supposed to be happening? And then Lesnar throws up the X like, I'm kind of going off script here. There's something that I'm not supposed to be doing.
AKA the old worked shoot here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on the way up the ramp, he was like slapping people's hands and stuff. and then when he got to the very end, he just kind of waved, and like all that just seemed very weird and not completely planned.
And at this
The
point,
way it
I was
played out.
100% sure that Gunther was coming out of the entranceway to beat the shit out of him to actually set up their match.
That would have been good too. So also here's a big factor about this. I normally hate a fake retirement story because I
What?
like
The Mark
you can play
Henry
with
one is
people's
like top tier angles
that
of the
The best.
2010s.
so if you do it immediately, that's better. But if you stretch it out and like everyone's all sad about Brock, the next time he retires, people be like, is he? Is he not? And it just kind of ruins it, I think, if you do a fake one.
Do you know that from
But
experience?
yes. But the other thing is if this though I'm fine with because it puts Oba even more over. Not only did he beat Brock, even if this isn't a real retirement, he retired Brock Lesnar at Mania and then Brock came back or whatever. But still, man, it's not just putting Oba over by beating Brock; it's by beating him and killing his career.
Well, though WWE 2 will easily do the whole like they'll use Obafemi retired Brock Lesnar anytime they need to at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah,
Then like they won't bother mentioning Brock's comeback at SummerSlam
right.
if they don't need to, and then they'll talk about Brock coming back for that last moment without ever mentioning that he lost
Yep.
to Oba at Mania. So they'll just keep the two worlds separate to
In a
get what they want
perfect
over.
world,
Oh,
in a
Brock said
perfect world,
something
I
about
bet they're hoping that when Brock does come back to do a face off or beat the shit out of Gunther, that the crowd does a "We want one more match" chant, and that gets him out of it.
well, Brock did say he wanted everything to be separate but equal.
So Tim, I do want to say, speaking of Brock's retirement, I am
I
so
thought racism.
happy.
Brock's racism.
I am so happy with you that you did not take off your boots after your last
Mm.
match. Do you know
Here,
how pathetic it looks when an indie wrestler does that?
But tell me you
I
didn't.
agree.
Tell me you didn't think about taking your trunks off and leaving those in the ring.
That I did as soon as I walked in the back. I was like, "Here, guys, send them in the."
Just walk over and put them in someone's bag.
I did mention I was mad at Andrade. Got that gimmick where he just depantses or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I would have so done that."
They did a great one with Orange Cassidy and him the other night on, I think, Collision,
Him
where
just taking the belt off thing.
he took the belt off and then he ended up going like a duck behind and then grabbed his pants and ripped him off, and then Andrade couldn't get out of him and stumbled around and fell. That's
See,
great.
there's all kinds of good spots like that you
Yeah.
could do.
No, I
Look at
watched.
you. Look at you and your entertainment work here instead of your work. You used to yell at me when I was. You used to yell at me when I was pitching Adventure Juice bullshit to you.
He pitched a change of pants to you, sir, in
Yes,
one of
sir.
the best spots I've ever heard in my life, and you would not do it.
And I'm gonna sit here and say that I would have done it if there was a goddamn apron on the ring. I'm not gonna go under and fucking get naked with another guy with people watching. They gotta pay
I got
money
under-
for that.
I got
They gotta
under-
pay
I
me
got
money for
undertrunks.
that.
Wait, you don't wear undertrunks?
I
He
do,
wears
but
a
it was for the
thong, thong,
story.
thong.
Dong dong. I
They were
watched.
supposed to change that too.
But for real, I would have done the pants switching gimmick. That would have been hilarious. You probably would have Incredible Hulk through my pants though, because they're so much smaller. But that would have been hilarious.
Not
But
then,
there's
they
no
would've been-
apron on the ring.
They've been capri pants on me, but they wouldn't.
I do have a
think you
picture.
have more butt than me.
Me and Wicked shared the same dorm for a little bit of time, and there was one time I came back in the dorm and he had my gear on. He just had my pants to be funny, so I took a picture of it and still have it.
I have a picture of my dog wearing my trunks. So,
Well, I saw a. I
Where'd
saw
the tail
Facebook-
go? Wait, never mind. I know who we're talking about.
same principle.
Yeah, I saw a Facebook reel pop up, I think yesterday, where this local indie wrestler guy, not local here, but just some local indie in the world, in the country, was sitting in the middle of the ring taking his boots off in front of like 20 adoring fans.
No, I know the guy you're talking about. It was in Ohio.
And he had to keep looking
He's a
directly.
good dude. That's why I don't.
He had to keep looking directly at people and like waiting a second for somebody to finally be like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Yeah."
Somebody's
Like,
gonna have to
he
name
just-
names so I know who we're talking about here.
I didn't bother to look at the names, so I don't know.
I think he's talking about Wilbur Whitlock.
Okay, maybe.
Oh, that ties back into my Wicked story because I'm pretty sure that's one of the people that trained Nikki, his wife.
He's a
I
good
mean-
dude and a good worker. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I
old
just
now,
was
obviously,
watching
he's
it the whole
retired, but-
time and just felt so much like secondhand embarrassment, and all I could think back was Tony Wolf hanging his boots up. Or
hanging his big boot
after
up.
one
Just
of your matches.
with the wait. I know this is 25 years ago we're talking about here, but why, when his gimmick was the big boot, did he not get one boot that was
Big
really
boot.
fucking big? He wears the one big boot, and that. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so mad.
And he
Yeah.
kicks him in the stomach
If I
with it
get
'cause
a
he
time
can't get his leg
machine,
up high
if I
enough.
ever invent time travel, that's the spot I'm going back in time to go back and tell Tony Wolf to put on a big boot and become a fucking
The
millionaire.
butterfly effect. You come back from the butterfly effect, and are like, now WrestleMania, the big match between Roman Reigns and Tony Wolf.
And big boot
What
wolf.
have
I
I
go-
done?
I
What
go
have
back.
I done?
I go back in time and make that one change, and I come back to a perfect utopia because everything in life fell into place after that.
Well, here's how I think that actually goes. You give him a big boot. You remember that he couldn't get his leg up high enough to actually like.
Oh, a regular boot was too heavy already. Yeah,
It was
big
always
boot.
a kick to the stomach. So he would have that big boot and just completely destroy all of our insides.
There's a funny clip of me taking that from Tony, and I see it's going to be low, and I start limboing as I'm running to take the
Yeah.
boot. So.
You had to every
I
time.
was never asked or told to take it, but in my head, if I ever got told to take it, I was just gonna hook the ropes and roll out. I'm not taking that shit. I'm not putting him over.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a Wilbur Whitlock thing, and now it's completely gone. So, when I worked him, he does the Tower of London as his finish, the cutter out of the corner with your feet hooked. So he was pulling me out, and my legs are longer than he realized. And he could have kept going for a couple more feet, and when we went, I landed like a pile driver.
Oh.
Completely on top of
Oh.
my head, out of the corner, went boom, and then popped over. I did not get hurt because I saw it coming and got a forearm down. But man, it looks like I was. And then I just kick out because I was supposed to kick out as a finish anyway. And I was like, I just took a pile driver off the ropes, basically the sickest one he's ever hit. And it was like, not
And
to.
kicked out at one.
Kicked out at one. All right. So after Brock and Oba, the second ESPN match was the six-man ladder match for the IC title. Yes, IC title.
The high C title. They tied that in with a
High
sponsor
C.
too.
Penta
I hope they do not hear this.
I just put it out in the world, everybody.
Penta defending against Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio Jr., Rusev, JD McDonough, and who was the other guy?
Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee. Yeah, this match.
JD McDonough is great.
Yeah, he's
this was
way
one of the
underrated.
best ladder matches they've done, like a six-man ladder match. It was the best one in a while. I think.
I agree. Watching it, it like stood out, and you would think these days they do how many of these a year? Like they shouldn't stand out
Right.
like this one did. But everything just fucking clicked. This is one of the best ones in a long time.
Sucks for the dudes who didn't get entrances, but it was on
Yeah.
ESPN. So
Rusev should
there's
be
gonna
happy
a
he
commercial
still
break.
has a job. How was he not part of the cuts?
Yeah.
Well, I have to give Rusev some apologies because I said that he was one of the two guys, along with Rey Mysterio, that really didn't need to be in this match. They could have given it to two other guys that kind of fit.
He did my job.
I thought he was awesome in this match. I thought he took everything really well.
Every good ladder match needs like a big bully fucking base guy that's there to catch and throw people around and shit.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what
honestly,
happens to me whenever I work like Zach and Omega, and I'm the biggest dude in the match. Or Flash, Cash, or the Big Show.
The time you
my
were
top rope
Jason.
Hurricanranas.
Right. Me.
Like,
But
I think the only guy in this match that didn't need to be in there was the guy that I picked to win, Ray. Like, I don't know if he did anything.
He did
He,
the over the
took
top
that-
rope,
Yeah.
the
Onto,
seated
Rusev.
senton through the ladder. That was a dope bump.
That was
Okay.
one of the best bumps of the whole match. Yeah.
What probably has you confused about who did what is that
Dragon
there were
Lee.
3 masked guys that all went with a red color scheme.
Yes. It looked like a trios 3-on-3.
Yeah. What they should have done is leaned heavily into that Mortal Kombat tie-in, and every one of them should have had gear going with a different
man.
character.
That would have been cool. Just
That's what
picture
they should have
something.
done.
Just picture like Rusev and Johnny Cage gear coming out with sunglasses and shit. Like that would have been a good tie-in.
Rey Mysterio could have been Sub-Zero. That would have been awesome.
No, Rusev would have to be Blanca.
That's not Mortal Kombat.
That's
That's
Street
Street
Fighter.
Fighter. I still would have
Baraka?
Blanca.
And I also think
He's
there
got
isn't
knife
there a
arms?
New Japan wrestler playing Blanca in the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah.
Dragon League have been Scorpion. They could have had Sub Zero and Scorpion face off. It would have been a cool thing for them in multiple ways because it's
Yeah.
like the new generation Lucha and the old generation Lucha, and then also it's Sub Zero versus Scorpion.
Yeah, that would have
And
been
JD could have been like mocap.
mocap for the game because he's not going to make the game yet. the
It's a deep cut.
all the sponsor stuff reminded me. So I saw a theory that I don't know is 100% true about Night One, but it makes a lot of sense. So the reason their graphics were created they were the way they were, and they did like that desert hellscape thing, it was supposed to have some sort of tie-in with Borderlands, like some sort of sponsorship there that would have fit perfect with the scheme.
That game's been out for a year.
Or is it the movie? Is the movie just coming out on digital or something?
movie?
No, the movie's been out for a year or two.
Maybe they had some
It came out
project.
around the same time as
Maybe
four.
they had some project that wasn't announced. They're
Maybe.
getting ready to announce.
Well, I
And they
thought
had to
there was
push back
isn't
or
there a new
something.
Borderlands coming out?
No, the
No,
news
four
one just came out.
like 6 months ago.
Oh,
A little
okay.
longer than that. I've played a lot of it. I love it, but it's Borderlands. It's repetitive.
Yeah.
First times you get the guns, you're like, oh cool, and then you just kind of get little by little better guns, and you just kill guys over and over and over again and over and over and over again.
Video game.
Yeah, but it does get a little repetitive, but it's good. It's good.
So you mentioned JD McDonough. That dude we talked about in the group chat. He has the best backflip in the business.
He has a Zach
Yeah.
Vincent-esque backflip. Like Zach has
He
the
does.
ability to cut it so fucking close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't matter where he the one he did, like the backflip he did with the destroyer from ladder to the ladder bridge. The way he cut the bump,
Yeah.
his feet were perfectly
He had, like,
missing the
I would've
other
landed
ladder.
He had
in the
like
ring
3
post.
feet to the post, and he somehow made that backflip
Yeah,
with
Yeah,
plenty of
I
room to
couldn't have made
spare.
that. I go far. I know I would have landed outside the ring or right on the post on my head.
he just went he did like a Kurt Angle. He sells like a Kurt Angle moonsault,
Yes, that's a perfect
but
description.
like while attached to somebody. It's insane. I thought he was the standout of
Me
this
too.
match for me. And I thought the only thing, so I gave
Oh,
this
he
match
did
a,
give him this.
I gave this match a 4.25 stars, and the only thing that kept it from being higher than that was I thought the ending was just sort of abrupt and like
The
there
Rusev
was
sticking his chin out was the only bad spot because he had to be. It
yeah.
was just so bad looking, and it's because they want to jump that distance. But if they made that distance just a little closer, Rusev wouldn't have had to hang out like that.
I mean, he
much.
not only hung his chin out, but he took a step off the ladder and like had half of his body leaning towards like
You know
Javon
how
for
you
no
fix
reason.
that? You know how you fix that real easy is you have Javon either yell at Rusev something insulting or spit at him. I would do the spit but I'm a heel. Spit at him and he can get mad and yell at you off the ladder and then
And
it's
then
fine.
boom, yeah.
Well, that's how Busted Open. I don't remember who it was, but that's how they tried to get across what happened. Was it was so good at Rusev, he was trying to do something offensive, like a headbutt or swat
My
him out
idea's
of the
better.
sky because he's the big guy. And I was like, I never once thought that when I saw
No,
it. It looked
that's not
But if you
awesome.
can get Rusev yelling, he could hold on the ladder and literally stick an arm off and point at him and blah 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 and then take the
Well,
cutter.
he clearly wasn't trying to do an offensive move. He
No.
saw that the spot was coming up. He took a step
didn't
to the
think that.
side and leaned all the way off with his chin out. Like, yeah, no, that's terrible take from Busted Open, whoever said it.
I feel like that was Mark Henry. Now you have to fight him.
Well,
Oh.
Mark, you're wrong, bud. Mark
Someone's gonna
Henry,
get their wig-
you are wrong.
And
Shots
next-
fired.
Get their wigs
And next
split.
week's episode is going to be a memorial for Cole Cash.
Hey, it's a hell of a way to go out. I ran into him literally, physically. I have hit him.
I was there.
And
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I'm going to die. So, because I'm not a small man by any means. And when I ran into Mark Henry, as I turned and hit him with like no bracing whatsoever, I might as well have been walking into a titanium steel wall. Like there was no movement on his part. There was no like flinching. It was like a fly had hit him, and he was just like, "All right." So yeah, he will murder me, but whatever. That's a hell of a story. That should get some podcast views, I think. So you guys
Oh,
are
I
wrong.
think so.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So yeah, 4.25 for me. How about you guys?
4.
4 stars. What brought it down a little bit for you? The Rusev thing
That-
mostly?
The Rusev spot, and I think the timing would have been amazing for Javon Evans. I think he didn't win because Oba and Trick won, and they didn't want to have maybe all of them. But I think it would have been cool for all of them to be champions.
I think they all
coming
should
up
have
from
won.
NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think they missed out on such a huge moment, and just that brought it down a star for me. But the match quality was great, besides the Rusev thing, and the wrong person won.
So it does kind of make me question if they're viewing Javon as he's never going to be at that level.
He's brought Van Dam, does cool.
He's going to be very
moves and-
popular. He's going to do cool moves. They can always put him out there for a good pop, but they're never really going to get behind him.
Maybe if this keeps happening, I'd say you're right. But
Yeah.
I think it's still too early to really make that call 100%. But
because what a good story going forward that would be. In like a couple
Mhm.
years from now, they're all three involved in like a main event picture, and you show WrestleMania 42 night 2, or
All-
between the two nights, they both all three of them.
No, Sammy was on the other one, yeah.
But now it's going to be, so now it's going to be Oba which then you could have the good storyline of Oba and Trick downplaying Javon, and Javon beats him. So
Yeah. Still something you could do with it, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think they did that exact story in NXT.
they did. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh,
But, so yeah, Tim gave it a 4. Where were you guys with this one?
I got it at 4 as well. Same thing, good match. One of the best ladder matches in a long time, but I think they put the wrong person over. They really, for 2 decades, put over that like Cena, Batista, Orton all came from the same OVW class.
Yeah.
Lesnar's in there too. This is the exact same thing. You really got to tie these guys together and put them over at the same time. They missed the opportunity being able to say they all won belts at the same time. They're all on the same trajectory. Then you get one going ahead of the other one. It pisses the other one off. They turn, like, lots of stories there, but they didn't put Javon on that same level, and they should have.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it like that, but that's even more of a reason.
Yeah, I also gave it a 4.
Okay.
Wow.
Same reasoning. I didn't think, again, nothing against Penta, but it just seemed like the time to change it. And
that could have been an awesome Penta Bayface feud, like of sportsmanship between Penta and Javon, to either trade it back and forth or just keep it on him. But that'd be some really good matches too. I can't imagine Javon and Penta.
What is sportsman like about a man that covers his whole body head to toe like a skeleton?
He's a nice skeleton. He's a friendly skeleton.
He does a cool walk.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, we need
I would
Oba
feel
and
very.
Penta
I'd feel very.
Yeah, there you go. Oba and Penta. It's like 90% entrance, 10% match.
Yes.
I also
WWE
I felt let down because Kittle did not get involved in the match in any way. I assumed we were going to have some celebrity drunken interference because he was still drunk from the night before.
He's coming off an Achilles tear. I don't think they'd fucking allow him to do anything.
He could have sucker punched something as they came
beer.
over by
Threw
the
a
railing.
beer. He could have threw one of those beers.
Yeah.
Nah, he was drinking beers.
He chugged the way Stone Cold Steve Austin chugs. Most of them went down his shirt, but
he was supposed to do that, but he drank the beer, so they had to cut it.
Well, he took someone else's and drank theirs. So.
Yeah. And then I think next was, I might have these two out of order, but I think up next was Sami Zayn and Trick.
No.
Or was it Balor or was it the Demon and Dominic?
No. Oh wait. Maybe it was Trick and Sammy.
It must have been.
They opened the main card? I thought there was a different one that opened it.
Well, either way, let's go with Sami Zayn and Trick Williams.
Yeah.
This was for the U.S. title, I believe.
The Toys R Us title? Toys R Us?
Yes. Really. So I have to pull a Danhausen here, and Tim, you're cursed, bud, because you swayed me into picking Sammy with your words. With the words that made me think they had not done the Sammy and Trick double turn. But then I watched a SmackDown recap the night before Mania, and Sammy was the heel, and Trick was over. So they basically already done that. It was already solidified. I mean,
well, they're stretching it out still anyway.
It was pretty much granite.
This was 100% Trick Williams winning this match. Yeah, as soon as I saw that SmackDown recap, I was like, "You son of a bitch! Trick Williams is winning this belt."
And they're still continuing the feud. They're still doing Sammy and Trick.
Well, that doesn't change my pick from WrestleMania, now does it?
Right?
The pick wasn't and what will happen after WrestleMania. It was that match. My only real note from this was
Cool
the
jacket, bro.
the rock bottom, whatever they said it was a tribute to Booker, and it was
Bookend.
the bookend. That was maybe the stiffest version of that move I have ever seen. Like he held on to Sammy. Like I don't. It seemed to me like at certain points, Trick was like frustrated with Sammy, like legitimately because
I agree with you.
Yeah, there was a couple times where he just seemed like, all right, fuck this guy, and like the rock bottom was so fucking stiff. And then there was a few other times throughout that
I
I
didn't
thought, like,
notice. That's weird. I didn't notice.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Soon as the match ended, like Trick basically was like, "Get the hell out of my ring!" and kind of kicked at him to roll out of the ring. Like it looked.
We know that one person on this podcast doesn't like that. I don't know if Jason knows this story. Jason might not know it.
Rhymes is blaring Draven.
So I'm working. So you know what we're talking about. I'm working an Inception show for them, and it's me versus Jack Manic, and we do the good
For
angle
the belt, and let me
where
let
I
me
cheat
put it
and
over a little
win the
more.
belt initially. Okay, go ahead.
Well, we were bringing him in for a great veteran example for the young guys. Now continue.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
We clearly wouldn't have done that.
Legit, that was no. We did. I said, yeah, it'd be good to work a veteran. I said, put Jack in there.
Yeah.
He needs to work a vet who knows what he's doing and can teach him and be a good example.
And then what happened?
So we had a good booking thing. I cheated, won the title. The referee started the match. Kept going. Jack ended up going over
Dusty
clean.
finish.
The old reverse Dusty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it goes inside of him, and then
yes.
So Jack wins. Everything's cool there. Gets the belt.
Good match.
And then he starts kicking at me and rolling me out of the ring like I'm a piece of shit, nobody enhancement talent. And I walked to the back and immediately just started punching the walls. I was so mad.
I had to go like grab him and calm everybody down. It was a deal.
I had to message Draven later and be like, "Look, man, I get why you're pissed off." Like,
and he was just a kid being dumb and thinking, "Oh, I see him wrestle
Chase's an idiot. We're sorry."
Yeah,
right. But it's
he's like the most respectful guy.
If they bring in someone that's a veteran into NXT and one of the newer guys does that kind of thing to the veteran, you're already there to enhance them. Then it feels like they're taking liberties at that point.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I'm saying you're not wrong. I'm saying, yeah, it was just a dumb misunderstanding because we'd never
there's no
trained
malice on his part. He would never do that on purpose. But in the moment, though,
it's just something we trained him, so I guess it's our fault. But we never thought of the scenario. Hey, you just beat a vet and you're the champion.
That's a very specific scenario. I mean,
it's a very specific thing. So he was never told, hey, think about that. Wouldn't that be disrespectful? Because most people see it when you point it out to him. Because he saw what's pointed at it. He was like, oh man, just kind of like I never even thought about it.
Well, Trick never learned that lesson either, apparently.
Well, I mean, we did end up having to behead Jack Manic just to calm Draven down.
So I'll say that.
Yeah. So we've committed murder for you, allegedly.
Allegedly. I know a good lawyer.
I have this one rated 2.5 stars. I was just waiting for it to end.
I was better than that. I was 3.
I also had 2.5.
Okay.
3.
I had 3.
So Jason,
I assumed where it was going. I also like that, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Wrong.
I figured. Little Yachty didn't actually interfere or do anything in the match, right? He was just a manager.
He got thrown around by Sammy and
But he didn't, there was no, hey, Trick is, I know now he's going to be the face, but, going into it, potentially the heel. There was no issue with the celebrity guy getting involved other than
Sammy just attacked him too. He was just hanging out. So
I do like that they continued the story on SmackDown because I called the week before. I thought the Gingerbread Man was going to be Sammy.
I did too. I mean, if you were watching
Gingerbread Man this week, and for Trick to come out of the dressing room and just completely pimp slap that guy that came up to him out of nowhere. It just needed the Dave Chappelle, bitch. They're like, oh, he trick slapped him. I'm like, are they going to make that a thing?
The Gingerbread Man thing, I said the same thing to Fee. And then when they were doing he was dancing, the Gingerbread Man was dancing at one point, and I said, I don't think that's Sammy. So,
You have not seen his famous video with the Usos where he's getting down after the
and
show,
I
right?
Yeah.
thought, and after I said it, I thought about that too, and I was like, yeah, but it was still pretty dorky, and that guy moves really well, so it's probably not Sammy.
All right. So up next, I think this is where the demon is, right? This is where the
Yeah.
demon lives.
The
Yeah.
demon's all in your head, Cash. The demon's all in your
I
head.
want first. I want first dibs on this bad boy.
I think you're going to basically be speaking for both of us, but we have Dominic Mysterio taking on the Demon, not Finn Balor, not the Demon Balor, not the Demon Finn Balor,
They only called him
the Demon.
It used to be just the Demon King, so at least it's improved.
So
Demon Larry.
Tim, take it away.
He told us he would be. Uh, the I know Finn Balor. He's a very nice man. Me and him worked some shows together. Very cool. My family's from Ireland. My grandparents are both from Ireland, so it's really cool. I really like Finn Balor. That he's a good dude. He's a great wrestler, but my God, that was awful. That entrance was awful. The barking like a dog and stuff. I was embarrassed to be watching it. Like, I was watching with Fee and Rachel, and I was like, oh,
You know,
I
like
kept
the
looking at them. I'm
streamers all
sorry. I felt like I should apologize at times. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. This is
I was
happening.
so glad I was watching Night 2 alone.
Yeah. Dude, it was. I felt embarrassed, and also like I don't know if I was embarrassed for wrestling or embarrassed because I know Finn and I like him a whole lot, maybe a little bit of both, but it was just
Well,
bad.
like we learned a lesson that you can have the 200-mile entrance ramp and do a demon entrance. Like
Paul,
just in like the lights. Like there was so much light. It
Here,
he would
I don't know why this popped into my head, but if I am going to be the head of production for Ring of Hagen here, I'll just pitch it now. So, how dope would it have been if they had a rigging or whatever? So he comes out as the demon, and every time his music gets high, he's on a pulley system and he gets raised up and does like a fucking pose.
oh,
And then they can also advance him a bit and then drop him, and then blah 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 blah, and then it gets high and it raises him back up, and eventually he
that'd
just
been
goes right
sweet,
over the top rope into the ring.
now there's a risk of
man.
him looking like he's in a eighth grade Peter Pan play, but
There
if they
is a
pulled it
risk.
off
I
right,
want to see it.
it
I
would
do
look
want to see a
awesome.
cold run.
I don't think that they had a cold run with the streamers going off, because when they hit him and they're just hooked in it, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm still scary. I'm covered in streamers."
I mean,
The whole thing was
No.
bad. Every
every
part
two
of
or
it.
three steps there was a new prop that he like had. It was like he was.
Forgot the props.
It was like he was walking through a Spirit Halloween store and just kept picking things up and like, yeah.
Oh, all
growling
these
like a
impulse
dog.
purchases.
It was like it was bad.
It
And
was
then
bad.
the match didn't help. Uh,
Why?
I
So why is Dominic scared of this guy? He
I
knows super well for 2 years because he's in body paint and barking like a dog. Like, come on.
and also like after if you have the demon happening, if the match isn't over in like 2 minutes, I don't have any like feel for the demon being this unbeatable monster. Like,
Well, we know
Well-
that he lost the last 3 times he was the demon, right?
I was gonna say, if I remember right, the last time was that Hell in a Cell with Edge, where they had to stop the
Edge,
match
yeah.
for fucking blood in a Hell in a
Staples
Cell.
head.
yeah,
They had
Like, at
Staples'
this
head up
point-
in the ring and continue.
yeah. At
Well,
this point, I don't think we ever need to see the demon again. Like, not in the WWE because they can't be
Remember
trusted.
how it was cool when he
It-
first
It was so
Yeah.
awesome.
the original inception of it too, it wasn't an actual demon. It was the ripping off Dexter with the Dark Passenger. That's the
Yeah,
horrible bad instincts that make him want to kill people, kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah. He's still Finn Balor. He's just, yeah, like being led by his inner demon. But instead, they're like, "This is the demon. This isn't Finn
An
Balor.
actual
It's
demon.
the demon."
Do you remember when we almost got Demon Balor versus Sister Abigail? Bray just dressing as a woman, but then Bray got sick
Yeah.
and they put AJ in there instead.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I forgot.
So I gave this match 1 star.
No, you gave it one what?
One dog shit.
There you go.
Yeah, this was the from everything I've watched from the night both nights, this was the worst match
I'm going to give it a little higher because of one spot that came off really good that is 50-50. When he gave him the stomp through the table, it broke perfectly and he landed nice and safe, and Demon was able to get nice and safe over because like that's a hard thing to get to be as perfect as they got it. So 1.5 dog shits.
Okay.
I too have given it 1.5 dog shits.
Okay.
Jason's gonna be higher. I feel it.
I mean, not much. But in addition to the way the stomp went, the shotgun drop kick to Dom when he had the chair over him into the corner, Dom flew on that and made it look like it was a super kick.
Demonic.
Not
It
a
was
super
that,
kick.
it was
was
demon
big.
powered.
Demon powered drop kick to set up the stomp. So
Because that's the other
uh,
thing about the demon. What does he do differently than Finn Balor?
Nothing. The same
Bark.
move, same everything.
He just
Bark.
he took a
after every move
619
he
with a
stops
chair
and
on
he
his
does
face
the
and stood right back up.
like. Yeah, I hated it. I hated it so much.
I don't think he like. How's that?
Like
But
I love
Yeah.
Dominic. I love Balor. They're both very good
We
wrestlers.
built a feud for these guys for
This has been
over a
going on for
year.
so long.
I don't
Well,
understand why they used the demon in this angle anyways, because it was
Yeah.
built on 2 years of their actual people with the
Yes.
demon not having anything to do, and Dom didn't go crazy. He just beat him up
Yeah.
a little and kicked him out of a group.
And why? Yeah, why would Balor feel like he needed to be the demon for Dominic?
Yeah. Like he would talk about him being a little punk. And he's like, but I need to break out the demon.
Like I
Yeah.
understand if you have a match between Balor and Dominic, does something
He's been
dirty and ends up
been
like
cheating. Yeah. The
even like
groups kept
fucks up
coming
Balor.
in.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
then
I
they
can't
fuck
do
him
this by
up.
myself, but the
They put him
demon
on
can
the
do it by
shelf.
itself.
Yeah, and then the demon comes back.
For what it's worth, though, Finn non-demon against JD on Raw was really good. So I enjoyed
That's
it a
good.
lot better than the
It
Ray.
Wrestling your students, you always have the best chemistry, like just because you know how you taught them. And so that's the same thing with Finn and JD. I'm sure they,
Oh my
you
god,
know,
I never pictured it that way. That's like, oh my god, it's because the thoughts that are implanted in their brain came from you, so it's almost like you're thinking in holy shit.
yes.
A
Yeah, it's
revelation
so awesome.
here.
Like,
A revelation. I should have done a
Which
better
would
job of training
mean
people.
it would have made 1,000 times more sense to have the demon versus JD because
yeah.
Yeah.
he already knows all of Finn's stuff, but he can't harness the demon.
Or I can't hurt my own student, but I know
But the
someone that
demon
can. The
can.
demon can. Yeah.
You know what?
TKO said the last time we let Finn have a big entrance, he wanted rainbows and gay pride stuff, and we can't do that. What we need is a demon.
We got the call from the White House. No more DEI.
Well,
Yep.
they're like, hey, you know the guy who was really for pride? Can you make him like look demonic, like that's evil? We sure can.
Done.
Demon. That's what a demon does. Is
They're like, well,
support
clearly
pride.
his character is he's a demon, right? Like he loves the gays. Like that's demonic. So
Yeah, yeah.
we know we get the gimmick. Like, we're actually gonna have Catherine Levitt start like announcing him because she's gonna try to denounce him in the name of the Lord.
Or is it just Drewski dressed up as her?
It
It's that
is.
one. Caroline Levitt, not Catherine. Next
Well,
up,
God forbid we mess up her name.
yeah, well, I was just reminding Trump what her name was because I'm sure he doesn't know either.
Yeah.
Heyyyooo, dementia.
Oh, dementia.
There we go. Episode title. Heyyyooo, dementia.
Up next, we had the Jade Cargill defending the WWE Women's
just threw up.
World title versus Rhea Ripley.
Well, I thought it was good, Draven. Draven's clearly down on it.
I thought the match was really solid. I thought it was Jade's probably one of her best matches. That being said, it was kind of nothing special. I didn't think. I'd say 3 stars. The finish was the smoothest thing I've ever seen. Like
Yeah,
God,
so
yes.
beautiful.
that actually should probably give it a whole other like half star. So I'll go
I'd
3.5.
say-
I'll go 3.5 stars.
You just because what Cat just said this last minute, that's what I was going to say. So there it is,
Dude,
three and
that
a half,
was
and I gave it for the finish the half
yeah.
star.
That was the slickest reversal. I think Draven said that in the group chat. Slickest reversal
Mm-hmm.
ever.
I was going to give it 3 stars, but you just talked me into it, reminding me about that reversal. But I do want to say, Jade using the one-winged angel doesn't have the
Oh,
same
yeah.
crisp, it doesn't. It looks like a victory roll that just ends in a bump.
Yes,
Taking back
victory
the
botch.
half star. We're back to 3 stars now. Like,
I'm gonna settle at 3.25 for the official record here.
okay, I'll go 3.25.
Deal. Sold.
Yeah, this didn't feel like a big. This felt like it could have been like
Staying
a.
at 3.5.
This felt like it could have been like a Saturday Night's main event.
Yeah,
Main event. You know, like it didn't really like Rhea's WrestleMania stuff is usually like I think last year easily had one of the best 2 matches of the weekend.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah.
that. Yeah, so I mean,
Triple
she
threat match, yeah.
always.
A 3-way.
But it was, I think, Jade's best match probably. And then
Which is a statement
so
on Rhea being great.
yeah.
Also,
Right.
So Tim 3.5 stars. Me and Draven staying strong at 3.25. Jason, where do you fall in?
The finish was nice and smooth. Yes. I will go with the 3.25 also because I was going to say 3. So you've talked us up a little bit.
All right. Well, we have a segment before the main event. Then we have the main event, and we'll get into all that right after we sell you guys a few T-shirts. Which, look, it's one of the hottest T-shirts going right now. It's not the one Draven's wearing. It's not. So none of us are wearing it, but it is one of the hottest shirts ever. Buy them before they sell out.
I don't think we're cool enough to wear them.
Shut up. What?
I don't think we're cool enough to wear the shirts.
Yeah, that's okay. Good. Yeah.
You
We're
you
not
love
cool.
watching me with a drink in my hand. Get a shirt with me having 4 shot glasses in my hand.
There you go. There's a selling point. But
Jason
we'll
is
still try to sell you a little bit more.
Jason's on the record that every shirt sale that we get, he will do a shot live on air.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he is on record, I think, saying that.
Yeah, okay. I don't care.
So
He's like, I do it off camera anyways. I might as well
Next
just do it.
episode, I claim we sold.
yeah, so if you want to support kidney and liver failure, buy a T-shirt. We'll be right back.
This T-shirt is gross, but what do I do? It's all I got.
That's the only shirt you've got? I might have a solution for you then. If you go to ProWrestlingTees.com and you search for Aaron Draven, which I think you guys can all see right there on the screen how to spell it, you can find official Gang Breaks Kayfabe T-shirts. That's right. Jason, can you believe it?
I can't, but what I can believe is you can get your official shirt of either all of us, or you can choose which one of us you like the best and get just our shirt. Fine.
Breaks Kayfabe full logo on a pink shirt, or pick, do you prefer Vance, Jason, Cash, or Omega, and get a yellow shirt? Oh, I wish he wasn't doing that.
That's so
Let's get him a
weird.
long sleeve shirt.
So the only thing you guys didn't mention,
But Draven, how do
I'll
they find
bring
those
up the
shirts
price.
again?
They are $19.99 each, no matter what design you pick. ProWrestlingTees.com /wrestlers-t-shirts /Aaron Draven. Super easy to remember. Definitely not going to be on the screen here because you're going to be able to remember it without me even putting a graphic up.
And go buy them. That way I can afford to buy one for myself.
I don't need this anymore.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Lord.
Here we go. That was the whole reason he wanted to do this, is so he can take his shirt off.
Right now,
Well, you know, to play this damn game.
Well, it's now that everybody's got at least a dozen Vance Desmond shirts.
I'm lining the shots up.
Yeah. We're gonna hold you to that. Well, I mean, we're gonna keep you from doing 2 for every shirt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's like, Jade's going to be more sober than normal then, man.
So before we get to the main event, John Cena comes back out, our host, and he gives us the number for the attendance and puts over what a weekend, blah blah blah. I'm John Cena. Then the Miz and
Kit.
Kit
Kit
Wilson.
Kit
Kip is what
Wilson.
Danhausen calls him.
I saw a video of Topanga doing that dance with him. So
So they come out.
Oh, and you didn't share it with the group.
Yeah,
You make
son
me
of a
sick.
bitch. So we get our typical Miz John Cena wrestle, their little banter, and then the greatest moment in WrestleMania history. Danhausen's music hits. Out come the midgets. They asked to be called that, so it's
Right.
okay that Michael Cole said that,
I don't think
See,
and that I said that.
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know, but they
it's
come
not,
out.
I have a friend that said I could say the N word.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so if black performers go up to Cole and be like, "No, it's
Yeah.
cool, you can say it," like say it. Is he supposed to say it?
I hope one of them does that. In the future.
Michael Cole live on the air on Raw. So,
And it's
No, he
okay.
said it was okay.
Don't worry,
Rick
they
said
said
it's
it was
okay.
all right for me to say it.
Then Danhausen comes out in the Danhausen mobile, which I was really annoyed that they said it looked like the mystery van from Scooby Doo, because no, it was
It's the
clearly like,
Munsters
yeah,
car.
very clearly it's supposed to be a takeoff of like the Munsters and all that. So yeah, shut the fuck up, Michael. Quit saying the M
say
word.
racist stuff.
Yeah, and not being able to identify the correct vehicle. But I will. So
Michael
one thing.
Cole aside.
So Michael Cole aside, so I did feel a little bad because one of the little Housens uh, resembled Danhausen enough, and like was the tallest of the little Housens. And I was like, is that Danhausen? Which isn't a good thing when I think one of the little Housens is Danhausen. But uh, they all come to the ring. They have a little moment with Miz and Kit, and uh, there's a punch in the balls after Danhausen tells John Cena what a big fan he is, and they get the smile. It's a great
How
great
cool?
moment.
How cool is that for Danhausen?
That's
though?
So
It's
here's
amazing.
a story about the segment that I saw. John Cena was not booked for this segment.
Oh wow, it was supposed to be just Miz and Kit.
Danhausen. Think about this. He's only been there a month, and he went up to Cena and asked, "Hey, would you be okay being in this skit with us?" And Cena fucking lost it and loved the idea. So they merged the attendance thing with this, but they were supposed to be two separate segments. But all because Danhausen had the confidence to go up and ask Cena, "Will you be a part of this?" And he loved it.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Good job, Danhausen.
I loved all of it, and then I don't know if I'm assuming that the whole smoke thing was supposed to happen that
That's
way.
his gimmick.
Yeah.
That's his,
Okay.
That's happened twice now for sure.
he does it, and it's just kind of pathetic, and then he just runs away
It's,
real quick, and
it's
it's
the
hilarious.
disappearing gimmick where you can see it the whole time because he's a buffoon.
It worked so well, and John Cena like genuinely seemed to be having like the
Yeah.
great moment of his life.
I think that might
Which
be
it-
his favorite WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, I mean, I loved all of this. It's amazing how over Danhausen is in such a short time, and like I've seen a lot of people say like, how did AEW fumble this? But like I completely get it. Danhausen would have worked in AEW like as when you see him, he has a funny thing and it's fine. But it would have been what he is. Like he is perfect for WWE.
Well, it's also funnier. These things are happening to people that we know so well. Like in AEW, when it happens to like Adam Page, it's not the same as John Cena or even the Miz at this point. Like, because you're like, this is just outside of the universe. You know what I mean? Like you're taking the Danhausen character, putting something we know so well. AEW doesn't have like the lineage and the time of very serious things for so long. Maybe he's got it now, and someone comes in and be funny, but like having Danhausen do it in WWE just makes it better because of who he can interact with. Not saying they're better workers, but they're more renowned, serious stars.
Well, they're also more like entertainers. Like WWE
Yes.
has the vibe of like
Yeah, John
it's a
Cena John Cena's hilarious in movies too. So I
yeah.
think his
Danhausen
comedy's
always would have
best.
been a bit of a sore thumb in AEW because you got all these serious
Yes.
like you got John Moxley, and his guys breaking necks.
No one's trying to murder anyone or make them drink cleaner in WWE, and then you have to jump from that to Danhausen.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a less jump.
But yeah, this segment gets 5 stars for me.
Yeah, same.
Perfect
Same.
segment, loved it. Uh, it's the one thing that I showed my girlfriend from WrestleMania because I was like, you have to see this, and she thought it was hilarious. Like she
Oh,
loves Danhausen now.
here's something to say about too. Like the match. What was the match before this?
Rhea and Jade.
So I knew Fee was into it. Sophia loves Rhea, and she likes Jade pretty well too. And she watched that match pretty intently. But the funny thing is, I noticed is whenever they were doing that segment with Cena, when Danhausen's music played and he came out, she scooted up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she was watching some of her favorite wrestlers, and she still was like, "Ooh," and scooted up because she was that interested in what was going to happen. So you could tell. I bet the segment was loved by the back and everybody else. I assume.
Yeah.
I just want to say that it could not happen to a nicer dude. Like Danhausen is the nicest fucking guy. Top 5% of nicest people I've ever met in the business.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's a really good dude.
Yeah, I was a fan of him when he came into AEW and always enjoyed his stuff, but it was always just he's
Well,
never really gonna. And now, like, I love that he's such a like
I cannot wait.
spotlight.
They're gonna have him do the same thing that we did with him in Revenge. They're gonna have him do the Three Faces of Foley in the Rumble, and I hope to God they let him finish it the way he did it there and come out of Stone Cold Hausen to Stone Cold's music. This is 2020 before he's even like a big deal and shit. And the Austin music hits, and the crowd fucking lost it when it was him coming down. And I had a giant tooth on fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance video.
I'm just looking forward to when him and Punk start having interactions because like
I
Buddies.
did see. Did you see? So he's changed the name that he calls Punk for copyright reasons because he called him
oh
Pepsi
Pepsi
Phil
Phil.
for so
Pepsi
long.
Phil, yeah.
Now it's Cola Man Punk, so they don't have to have any copyright or
So
sponsorship fucking
they'll
issues.
definitely be having
Well, here's what's funny is before Danhausen got signed, like a year before, I tried a promotion, said they wanted to bring in him because his daughter was tagging with him. She's same age as Fee, doing like comedy matches or whatever. They really tried they wanted me to get a hold of him and do him and his daughter versus me and Fee. And Fee was over the moon about it. It was like, oh, that'll be the coolest thing ever. And he just would not, I could not get a hold of him. Every contact I tried, I got no response. But I think he's probably negotiating with WWE, maybe taking less bookings, or he just doesn't tech his media. I don't know, but we couldn't make it work.
So,
But
what I have gathered from this story has nothing to do with this actual match. I just found your Saudi money. I found how I'm going to get you out of retirement one day. I'm gonna make
Danhausen,
I'm gonna make the Denhausen and his daughter versus you and Fee match happen. Because you would come out of
I
retirement for that, wouldn't you?
well, I told, and I've said this. I told Fee this. I said the only way I'll ever wrestle a match in a ring in front of a crowd again is if you become a wrestler and you want to work against me or work a tag with me. I will do that, and that is the only exception I will make to retiring.
Uh, if that happens, I expect every penny I paid to see your retirement match.
True
Well, if
story
you
is
by
that
inflation,
it probably won't be able to happen because he's going to be super successful in WWE, and I don't think get released for 15 years. He's going to be the next
no,
R-Truth and Santino, so I don't think that's going to happen anyways.
Well,
no.
that's why I really thought, Draven, you were about to pitch a crazy "It's Always Sunny" idea where you were like, "I'm gonna find a child, and I'm gonna say it's mine, and challenge you to.
And we're going to paint our faces, and it's going to work.
We're gonna look like Paul Walter Hauser, the Juggalo
Everyone in attendance is being held at gunpoint, just like a Saudi match.
family." Yeah. Well, speaking of a couple guys that have been in some Saudi matches, or at least one,
Why are you
the
introducing that like this?
I don't know. The main event. I'm terrible with segues. The main event. CM Punk defending the world heavyweight title. I don't ever know which one's which. The world heavyweight title against Roman Reigns. Uh, right off the bat, we get two very, very good entrances.
No,
My
yeah.
my minor complaint is the spacing between
So
Miseria Kantari.
I have something on that. I don't know if Punk's been doing that. He did it again. He's been walking out to a black background and then doing the clover time, have his music playing. So it wasn't like they just put that pause there. It's intentional because Punk's doing his entrance different now because
Well,
of that. So that must have been like
I do think it worked. Like I did like the pop. Like I think it is a bigger pop when he's standing there.
well, and he
It was
said
just an
this.
awkward spacing.
So I don't know if he said this or someone said they thought this or how this came about, but I thought it was a good thought on it. They said it was also such a great contrast between Roman and him to be him standing up there on just the black screen, like give a moment of this is the no frills guy and then do his entrance or whatever. Now, I don't know if they actually said that or someone just made that up, but I think that could be a possible idea behind it too.
I didn't like the zoom in on him on the top of the building. I thought that looked very AI-ish and weird. But those are minor complaints. Those are entrance things. I still thought the entrances were awesome. Like hearing AFI Punk come out of the old Misery of Kantari was badass. Like I would have loved to have seen them live doing that, but
Me too.
So
I
cool.
thought they were too. When
I
it
did
started
too.
playing, I told Fee, I said, sounds like the music's live to her. And she goes, oh, and then it cuts in and she's like, they're not. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
They were in the back playing. We just didn't see them.
Yeah.
But referee being useless aside, I fucking love this match. It ended up being like 33 minutes, I think. The match was.
I thought it was 40.
That's probably with entrances and everything. The match itself, I think, in ring was 30. Let me check. I looked it up the other day.
While you're looking it up, I'll say my rating is 5 stars.
Yeah, mine. I have 5 stars on this one. 33 minutes and 56 seconds.
One of the best matches in WrestleMania history. I will go that far.
I mean, never at any point during that 33 minutes and 56 seconds did I feel like this was going too long. That I felt like, I mean, in most WWE main events that last this kind of long, there's periods in the middle where I'm just like, all right, just fucking get to the finishes. I loved.
When I was watching it, we were about 10 minutes in, 8 minutes in maybe, and I looked at Fee and I said, they have done nothing, not even kind of wrong at all. Because every match, something's not wrong. Like a punch looks weird or something looks a little weird or a little off. There was none of that. Everything was perfect. And I think it's one of the best sell jobs I've ever seen a babyface do that CM Punk did.
Yeah,
Ricky Morton-esque sell job. So good.
This match, like, not only was the match itself, I thought, really, really good, but just this seemed like the only match that really, like, focused on paying off the build-up, like, making it worth watching, all the stuff leading up to it. Like,
these dudes knew it was a big deal. And they carried it like it was a big deal, and that you could tell it was a big deal to them. Like, and so it's a big deal to us.
Definitely 5 stars for me. Like the ref thing is a complaint I've been seeing, which, I mean,
I agree. But
I did see. I thought it was hilarious that I saw like some indie ref post that he would have. He would have counted him out, disqualified him, and I was like, "Yeah, you do that, bud."
The main event of WrestleMania, sure,
sure. He used his down in the comments. He used me as an excuse because he disqualified me one time in a match because me and JD were working and I low JD. And he disqualified us, and we had more left. And so JD won. I rolled out, and JD was smart enough to grab the mic and go, "I want to win like that, not here tonight. Blah blah. Ref, please don't let it in like that." And the ref, agrees, and then we just go back into the spot we were right at.
If it's that easy to convince the ref, why didn't he just go? Why did he disqualify him in the first place?
Yeah.
Just you made a plea for like 30 seconds on the mic. I will change my opinion completely.
I wasn't mad at him though because he was right. I was like,
it's a lot easier to do on an indie show where you haven't spent millions of dollars in marketing and everything else, and all this airtime and all these fans. Like,
it would have ruined the match. It would have taken it down a star bare minimum.
The fucking attitude for some of these indie people that like that's all I ever was an indie guy, but never once that I was like, well, the way indie does it, like that's the way. That's the real way. Like, no, it's a fucking business, you
This match,
marks. Like, if you,
there's millions of dollars riding on like a promotion and things they've got because they've already got stuff set up for Roman to be champion and all this. There's millions and millions of dollars on the line. You're just like, yeah, but the rules of this
Nope.
fight says.
If they would have done that during Vince's era, he would have walked out there and beat the shit out of him on camera.
Yeah, for sure,
he
for
would have,
sure.
yeah, he would have torn both of his fucking quads again, ripped his own leg off, and beat the
For all to
referee to
get to
death.
the yeah.
So my take on this one, the thing that stuck out most to me is I'm so glad that Punk main evented night one the year before because it felt like he had so much emotion during night one last year because it was his first main event that overshadowed his performance. This time he was in the moment.
Oh.
It didn't look like he was out of place whatsoever. Like it was just him being him again in front of a crowd. It wasn't this big deal that drew
Yeah.
on him emotionally.
You nailed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave it
J-
4.5 stars.
So what kept it from a
Blasphemy.
5-star for you?
I do think there were a little bit of pacing issues in a couple spots for me. It just slowed down too much.
Okay.
It's funny because I think the both those two guys are probably the best in the world at working a slow pace and making it not seem that way. Because it was, I will give you that. But I was just watching the way they moved and stuff, the way Roman was punching and getting his breath. Like they were still selling so well, even when nothing was going on. That for me, I was fine with the pace because I was just watching them sell. I thought that was
That's what
so good that
I think I said in the group chat that they're probably the two best at like doing the little things to
yes,
make this all seem real. Like
yep,
just little tiny things
And
where
those
like
are the things that Punk wasn't bringing last year because he was in his
yeah,
own head.
yes,
yeah. And
yep,
those are the
agreed.
things though that when you're watching it, it makes it so much easier for you, even as somebody that was a wrestler. It's so much easier for you to let yourself kind of get lost and just the match and like how good it is because of those little things that like they separate themselves as just like WWE guys, and they are fucking superstars, like on a whole different level than everyone else, especially
Yeah,
those two nights. But
a lot of times when I watch wrestling being retired, I think like I'll see a match, it's just like I could still do that. I watched this and thought, man, I'm glad I retired because I've never ever could ever be in this league. Like they were that good. I was just
yeah,
like
um, you think Jason, your rating for this?
I gave it a 5 also. I do think that there were a couple moments that I thought was all right, can we speed this up or we've done this? But it had me for the ride of I honestly don't know who's going to win this.
mhm.
That was a
And
big
I
that was
feel
a big
that
plus
so many
too.
of the other matches, whether we picked the right people or not when we did our
We were
predictions,
sure about it.
as
We
the
were thought we were
match went,
sure.
we're like, oh, this is clearly how it's going, or this happened earlier in the match, so that must mean it's going to go this way. Like, I don't feel that match had that, and so it kept it till the end of who is really going to win, because it still could have went either way. I think depending on
Which
where
is
they wanted the
cool in
story to
wrestling
go.
because
Yeah,
that's not happening. That doesn't happen hardly anymore.
Yeah,
and it's there were like no shenanigans. Didn't
nope.
have 15 different run-ins. Didn't have. It was just those two
Well,
guys
and we didn't
paying
have
off
to
the
lean.
story they've been telling.
Yeah, and they could have leaned on last year this was all about I stole your wise man, you stole my best friend, whatever. And they could have went some weird way with Heyman at
Yeah,
some point for no particular reason other than just throw someone else out there because God knows you wouldn't put that above the booking, but they didn't have to do it. And it was just about, okay, which one of us is going to win? We spent weeks insulting each other and then apologizing for insulting each
I
other.
wish they wouldn't have done that.
To Vance's
So,
credit, though, I think that was intentional. If this was really the TKO book night versus the Triple H book night, he wanted to go super clean with everything in that one to stick it to TKO and be like, see, when you fucking build up to it and give the payoff, the crowd loves it.
yeah.
Yeah. I think this.
Uh,
I think this match was. You guys probably won't agree because I love Triple H, but I think this match was Triple H's idea of saying, no matter what, I got this. I mean, this is where I can put my, no matter what TKO's in, this is going to be my thing. the kind of wrestling I want, straight down real wrestling. Yeah, but I mean that's me loving Triple H too, so I could
Like
be
this will
wrong. I
sound
really felt like it.
this will sound like it's a detriment, but it's actually a compliment. That match would have fit in on a '80s NWA show.
Yes,
Yeah, because it actually paid off a story, told a story within the match,
there was no
and
big spots really. It was
no,
just good wrestling, as good as you
um,
can do.
it was one of the only in recent memory, the only like match that for WWE for me anyways that had like any real feel to it. Like it had a like there was a feeling that was like alive. It had a heartbeat. Like I think that
It
goes
was
back to Jason saying
it
like you really didn't know who was going to win. Like
was a big deal. It felt like a big deal.
yeah,
And none of WrestleMania felt like a big deal, I don't think, at all, besides this match. And maybe the Cena Danhausen thing felt like a WrestleMania
yeah.
moment, but those are the only two, really.
Like I know it's recency bias, but like I don't know if it's my favorite WrestleMania match right like of all time, but it could be. Like I fucking love this match.
Oh
I
wow!
agree.
To me, it
It's
didn't even.
tough. It's
It's not even in the league of Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker from '25.
Dude, it's close.
I
I need to
I
watch them
mean
both again, but man, that is, in my opinion, the best match ever.
yeah,
So
Agreed.
it's bold of me
Agreed.
to.
like this is the match that I thought was only like yeah, that was the first time since that match that I was like, well, that's a WrestleMania match to like
Mm.
that earned that kind of rating for me. Like it felt just on the same level.
As like workers, that match and that moment is why you wrestle 20 years.
Yeah.
Like it'd be worth it. Wrestle 20 years and come up to crap and then get that match on Mania, feeling like that big of a deal in front of that big of a crowd. Like it's just, and to nail it. Yeah.
So WrestleMania 2 clearly the better night. Or WrestleMania Night 2 clearly the
Yeah,
better.
WrestleMania 2 is not the
WrestleMania
better anything.
2 better than anything.
We will not review that one, even if it gets requested.
God no.
Oh,
God no. Um yeah, Punk. I mean I thought the whole night just had more purpose than the previous night. Like you got Oba becoming a star, Trick becoming more of a star, or was that yeah?
On
Just
the
the
main,
Punk Roman main, Danhausen getting it had
the
so much
ladder
more
match.
purpose. Yeah. So that's it for the WrestleMania 42 review. I did want to bring up something I saw. I did not pay enough attention to the YouTuber's channel name. I apologize for that. It was just a random video I saw, but he had a pretty good like in episode one when we reviewed night one. I kept talking about the TKOification of WWE, and he had did like a little bit of a deep dive into all of that, and like this is again all stuff everybody knows, but it kind of makes sense to where like Ari Emanuel, who runs an EO of Endeavor, and is a talent, like their talent agency and all this stuff. This guy was talking about how, like in the UFC, very clearly Ronda Rousey was positioned as like the next, like a star outside of UFC too. Like she was going to be, Hollywood star, all this stuff, and then she got knocked the fuck out, and it kind of ruined a lot of her momentum and like kind of put a halt to that. So he's like, what better form of entertainment could you get than pro wrestling, where you can build your stars, set them up for Hollywood or whatever else you want, and you have all the control over what happens with them and whether they're going to lose or not, how they're going to look.
And
And
you
the
own and you own their name. Like Ronda Rousey, if she did other stuff, TKO might not get a bite. But if Obafemi becomes a movie star and the people want to refer to him as Obafemi, you'll still be
yeah,
making money. So it's even
and
better
then
than
so watching stuff from night two, and then watching Raw the next night, and going and kind of thinking about this, they do like so much stuff now seems so like WWE's like backstage segments even they just feel so like Hollywood, like it's all very acting, and like the shots are like more cinematic. Like it really does feel like like he's positioning certain people to where they can like definitely make more money off of them. Uh, and it just kind of like is going to start. I think I mentioned it whenever we first started doing these again, like how At some point, it's just going to be WWE's just a like reality show, like where it's more about the character and then the wrestling, which is always, I'm not saying that right, but like they really don't even worry about the wrestling. It's like entrance, character, wrestling's kind of like third, fourth down the list. Where it's like these are celebrities, they're going to be pushed more like celebrities, and I feel like Endeavor is starting to do that more with their input on creative and just the way they film it. So like they had Jacob Fatu do a backstage segment to open up Raw this Monday, and it was so like just the framing, everything about it was like very cinematic, very like, all right, your role is you're this badass loner who's going against your family, and like it's just very action movie-ish. I've been noticing more and more as like I watch the recap of Raw and everything. There's so many moments now where I'm like, that feels so like filmed perfectly to be able to use on like promos later for like Hollywood stuff. It just feels very much like they're going away from like a like full on embracing entertainment, dropping any notion of sports, and just having like a, again, I call it the entrance fed at this point. Like it's all about the entrances. Everything else is kind of secondary. That's not an interesting take. If I find the thing, I'll drop his channel and the link to the video. It was a pretty, because I never really thought about the Ari Emanuel connection being like a talent, like running a talent agency. And clearly having like, I mean, we got Roman and Cody in Street Fighter movie coming up. Uh, Liv's got a big movie coming out. Like The
Music
Rock, of
video.
course, and he's The Rock's agent. Just the I find it very, like gross.
Yeah.
So to see how it plays out will be interesting. I did like the fallout from all of this, setting up Roman versus Fatu. The segment with them last or on Raw last week, whenever it was amazing. Immediately made Fatu seem like more of a murderer than he's ever been. Like I honestly got the feeling like, oh, he might just beat Roman and take the title. Like they did a very good job of like he did the mandible claw on accident and then hit the tongue and death grip. Like he forgot which way he's supposed to put his hand, so he grabbed the veneers
It
instead of the
looks like he
throat.
grabbed his beard. He's like, that's rude.
But I love him doing the tongue and death grip. That's badass. Roman
Mhm.
sold it very well. So
I really wanted Jay to be like, because originally when Solo brought him in, Jay was the one that was like, this guy's crazy. There's a reason we haven't called him. Like, we don't invite him to family functions because we don't want to deal with how crazy and out there he is. I feel like the Usos have had enough time around him that he could have put that over again too.
oh, they did
Oh, okay.
at the
All
beginning
I
of
got was you sure you don't want to join us? We'll be here for you.
no, the opening video of Raw, because I watched like the first like 20
Okay, I missed
minutes.
the beginning.
So it starts. That was another movie moment that made me think of
Oh,
this.
good.
Like it's Roman flanked
I
by the
got my notes.
Usos, sitting in a dark room at a table, and it's like the most scripted. Like, no, Us, you can't have him in here. He's crazy. Like we
Okay,
can't.
good.
And Roman being like, like it's just it was such
I have
like
no problems with this company anymore.
is this the opening to a movie? Like I mean I'm down for the movie. Like it's gonna be fun, Roman versus Fatu, uh but yeah, to end things off here, just real quick, how are you guys feeling about the state of WWE coming out of WrestleMania 42? More
Um,
positive,
they got
more
some,
negative,
yeah, there's
still the
some bright
same?
spots and still some bad spots. So,
Well, now that Mania's over, we're going to go back to a four-match pay-per-view
Much
style.
easier review.
So, like I feel like we already got half a backlash already set up, right? At this point, then.
yep.
Seth
So
versus
if not
yeah,
more,
Seth versus
uh,
Braun, Roman versus Fatu.
and
So yeah,
Oscar
and
and
Io.
Io.
So yeah, 3 of the 4 matches right there.
Yeah. So I'm okay with those matches. We'll see where they
Yeah.
go from there, and they have time to play out this Brock story for SummerSlam. They didn't have to rush it and be like, we know he just retired last week, but we have a show in Minneapolis in 2 weeks, so we need to bring him back for that.
And John Cena's coming out of retirement for it. So
Yes.
yeah.
I
Go
have no
ahead.
thoughts because I have to pee so bad.
All right. Well,
Huh.
night night. Keep your butthole tight. Have fun peeing. Bye.